I saw all these construction sites with these big cranes, and it did. I was like, wow, that could fall. And I never thought about that before.
Yesterday I walked under a construction site and I actually crossed the street before I went under a crane.
I'm very wary about even walking under scaffolds because I feel as though something is going to snap and just come down on me. So I think twice about walking even under a scaffold.
I'm walking back to the call. Now the buildings department is re-inspecting dozens of cranes after an inspector was charged with doing the paperwork without actually doing the job. In tonight's Snap Poll, we asked if you think all construction sites that use cranes should be shut down until the re-inspections are complete. And here are the unscientific results. 70% of those who responded say yes, 23% say no, and 5% aren't sure. And we want to thank our digital subscribers. Have your remote control ready at the start of each show. Taking your calls and emails with me is John LaGreco, the owner of the bar destroyed in Saturday's tragedy. Back to the phones we go. Let's go to Brendan in Breezy Point. Brendan, you're on the call right now. What's on your mind right now?
Yeah, well, Bill, that's too long to wait. You guys, I know what you're doing, but it's about accountability.
Accountability?
Yes, sir.
Whose accountability do you think?
Who do I think? From Bloomberg down to Lancaster, and the guy that sent in the report about crane.
Smiling.
Right.
Yes, I'm from Ireland, yes.
Well, listen, one of the things I want to say to you, Brendan, is I'm going to read an email here. We've got Stephen in Sheepshead Bay who totally agrees with what you're saying, Brendan. He says, disaster Lancaster must go. She could not even attend the press conference right after the accident, quote, that's in quotes, but she sent the first deputy commissioner, had a lot of non-answers, observed by the grimacing of Mayor Bloomberg as he spoke. Okay, I thank you very much. Let's go to Chris in Midtown. Chris, you're on the line. This is Bill Boggs with you, with John LaGreco here on the call. Chris, speak right up.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, well, you know, it's not the best subject here, for sure.
Yeah, you know, I'm standing right here, you know, like on 49th and 2nd, and I'm looking at another construction site ready to go up.
Yeah, that's the Alexander.
You know, it's pretty crazy. They keep just knocking down buildings, building them back up. I think people need to look at the you know, cranes, man. What's going on with cranes?
Yeah, I tell you, I personally, for years, when I see those things, I try to avoid them, but they're so big, you actually have to walk like 2 blocks around them if they fell, you know, in that direction. Let me go back quickly to John. John, what's the future hold for you? How do you make a living? What happens to the Fubar?
Well, we have to start over. And it's going to take a lot of time. My regular patrons that come to the bar, they feel displaced right now. Yeah. They have nowhere to go. So
yeah, was that kind of a friendly neighborhood spot? Do you think you'll have to find a new location? Do you think you'll be able to rebuild?
Well, I'm hoping to rebuild. Because I'd like to rebuild in that spot. You know, that was our area, our location, and I'd like to rebuild. But the future's unclear right now.
Well, try to hold out the hope that you will be able to rebuild. Let's go to Michael right now. Michael, you're up in Riverdale, one of my favorite areas of the city, and you're on the show. Michael?
Yes.
Yes, Michael, you're with us right now. What would you like to say?
Yes, I think there's a whole oversight on who's responsible for this accident. It's not the crane company. They have the most modern equipment in the world. It's not the building department. They're doing a diligent job, and there's no point in beating at this Miss Lancaster. She's not having the 3-day day. She's a commissioner.
Who do you see? What's the responsibility? What do you think?
The union labor that made human error, union labor that made this happen.
Well, you know, I'm curious. People say, what error? What was the error? Somebody forgot to use a screwdriver? What was the error? Maybe it's the actual design. That's my feeling. The design of the thing as it's attached could be the reason. Well, that would be human error, theoretically. Okay, thank you very much, Michael. Let's go to John in Ridgewood. John in Ridgewood, if you're listening right now, you're on the call with Bill Boggs and John LaGreco.
Hello, Bill. Hello, John. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
I think we're losing sight of the big picture here. The buildings department is out of control because their building collapses, their scaffold collapses. It's not just about the crane.
All right, that's it?
What was the question?
I didn't quite get it. He's gone. Let me go to Bruce, Upper West Side, who says, I not only don't trust the building inspectors, I want to know if the people who inspect the city's roadways and bridges, especially the bridges that carry subway traffic, are doing their job. We've already seen in this administration how the Transportation Department was permitting the Staten Island Ferry to operate in an unsafe manner. There's a lot of unsafety out there for sure. I'm curious. People are curious. What kind of insurance covers something like this?
Well, I mean, it depends. A lot of people have different plans and policies and stuff like that.
Do you think you're covered okay?
Well, this type of situation is considered total devastation.
Yes.
So it's not like some people claim that they start like a grease fire in their hood so that they could get their insurance for the fire and remodel their place and reopen at the expense of other people, which is corrupt as well.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, a total devastation site, I wanted to be open. Right. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to remodel nothing. So, you know, I was taken out.
So all you know is that for the next several months of your life, things are going to be difficult. And, you know, nothing would make me happier than to be able to, well, a couple of things probably would, but to be able to have you back at some point on this program to celebrate the reopening of Fubar.
That would be fantastic,
Wouldn't that be nice?
Bill. That would
That'd
be great.
Very, very nice.
We'd invite everyone.
In the meantime, get some sleep, get some rest. Things will get better. That's all the time we have right now. I'm Bill Boggs. John Schumo will be back here on Monday. And by the way, if you're celebrating, have a happy Easter Sunday. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.